It's time for Rust University with Shell.
Episode 3, Prim Weapons.
Hey super noobs, welcome back. Today we're looking at Prim Weapons. Weapons that don't require a workbench, and some of the weapons that just sort of dip into the workbench, like the nail gun, crossbow. And maybe we're going to talk teching down to about the compound bow. I'd consider that all pretty prim. Anywhere past that, nah, it's not prim anymore in my eyes, once we got shotguns and stuff.
First off, let's have a look at the spear. We got the wooden spear and then we got the stone spear variant. Now obviously the stone spear is better. Does more damage, but not only does it do that, it goes further. So I haven't moved my mouse during this test. I throw on the one stone spear and the two wooden. You can see here that the stone spear goes so much further, and its actual flight velocity is quicker too. So when you're chasing down someone, trying to hit him with a spear, stone spear is definitely the one for that. And to only upgrade it for 20 stone, like, to me it's a no-brainer. Secondly, hitting with a spear or most melee weapons stops you for a second. It slows you down, whereas a knife doesn't. A bone knife is good for chasing people down like that. Now let's take a look at some ranged weapons. The bow is going to be your bread and butter prim weapon, and it has such a high ceiling of skill to the point where you can shoot from cover and take down people with guns and armor with a bow if you get good enough with it. And even in the early stages of development with the bow, you can hunt animals easier, you can kill people chopping wood, like you'll get better at it. You just need to keep playing with the bow. As soon as you've got that constant stream of cloth coming in, you got to just keep using the bow. Every time you go out, use the bow, use the bow. You can make bone arrows for the bow, which make it easier to hit. I wouldn't recommend going down this path unless you really have to, because you don't have any resources. It will just train you to not be as good with the bow, and also the flight time of the arrow is slightly different. It's going to put off all the training you've done with a wooden arrow. So my advice is stay away from bow and arrows until you get better with it, and just stick with the one arrow type. Now, I don't want to spend too much time talking about the blowpipe. It's in a bit of a weird state since they nerfed the incapacitating dart, which was really strong when it first came out. It actually encouraged a lot of fun gameplay, but now it's not really useful, and the time investment to go to the jungle ziggurat to find it and research it probably isn't worth it for the rest of the darts. They do less damage than the bow and the crossbow, and the blowpipe costs a pipe to make. So I don't think it's really something you want to invest too much time into learning and mastering. Now the nail gun, on the other hand, is something you definitely want to start mastering. Nail gun is an amazing prim weapon that costs not much at all, a bit of scrap and a bit of metal frags, and you can pair it with, say, the bow or the crossbow. You land that first shot with a crossbow or bow and you follow up with a nail gun is super lethal. If you get the jump on someone at a recycler with this and you land 3 or 4 headshots and a few body shots, they're dead. It's a great prim item. You can also pair it with the shield, and I'll show you a clip here where I actually got a great kill with it, with 6 nails. Boomerang? Yeah, nah. Compound bow? Yeah. For me, compound bow is where it starts getting real. You're going to start taking players down with this once you get good at it. A fully charged wooden arrow will one-shot someone in the head with a hazy, or less than 30% head armor. And within, say, 50 to 80 meters, this is very likely. Especially if you're camping a recycler or something like that. As soon as they dip their head in to stick the items in, bang. Now the next thing I say about the compound bow could be controversial, but the high velocity arrow with the compound bow can be absolutely amazing. This is going to allow you to take engagements from 150, 200 meters away. Yes, you're sacrificing damage and the ability to one-shot a hazy, but the flight time on the arrow and the range you can then engage from is definitely something worth trading for in some engagements, for sure. And there's no reason you can't go roaming with both. I quite often take both arrows out and I'll swap to a high velocity if the engagement is past sort of 100 meters away. I'll put up a clip now how you can beam someone in the head with a high velocity arrow. This is from a recent wipe I just played. And you can see here how far away the guy is. Other quick notes about the compound bow. Moving will pull the charge back down. Crouching will not. So crouching popping up does not reset the charge. It's a great way to do it. Also, holding the pull back for more than 3 seconds will start eating into durability. It's very easy to chew through durability with a compound bow if you're doing this, so keep an eye on it.
Okay, next to the crossbow. Crossbow is a better version of the bow in most ways. Light time, damage. The only thing it doesn't best the bow in is reload time. So it's always good for like the first shot, and if you land that, you can follow it up with a nail gun or a bow. Or if someone's real close and you miss the first shot, you really want to switch to the bow for the quicker shots. The other thing to note about the crossbow is you can put attachments on it. This isn't really something that happens very often, but if you really wanted to put a torch on it or a scope, you can. Last but not least, we're going to cover the Eoka. Now, this is a bit of a gamble gun. You can make some big plays with the Eoka, and you can also get very humbled and be very let down by it. When you do use it, you really want to be basically in melee range and stick the Eoka into their chest as you're trying to get it to go off. Other things to note about the Eoka is that you can actually load a slug into this, which will one-shot a Hazy, so you can make some plays like that. You can also put the buckshot into it. Right, super nudes, that went too long. Too many Prim weapons to talk about. Next week we're going to look at Prim clothing. We're going to look at kits. We're going to look at different combinations you can wear for what you're doing, whether you're fighting scientists or if you're in the cold or you're going monuments. There's a few different combinations, a few different tips and tricks. So stay around for next episode, Prim clothing. Cheers.